guys, welcome again to another BTC update. I hope you are doing great today. In today's video, we will be talking about two very interesting charts, and I will be analyzing two very interesting charts. The first chart is going to be the BTC all-time history index, which basically shows us the entirety of BTC's price action since its inception. And the second chart is going to be the total 3 chart, which is basically the altcoin market cap chart. So this chart is going to be basically giving us information on the total market cap of the altcoins, hopefully telling us if there's going to be any alt season soon or not. So stick around to the end of the video because it's going to be very interesting, the information that I'm going to be sharing today, obviously. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot if you can help the channel grow. With that being said, let's get started and jump into the charts and see what's happening with BTC. I'm going to start first with the BTC all-time history index chart because I got asked some questions in the comment with regards to my outlook on the market, when we might top, how much we might go to, etc. and etc. So we're going to start with the BTC all-time history index because it's the one that's going to answer those questions basically. So as you can see here, I have different dates lined up here, okay, on the charts. As you can see, these dates are basically the halvings that happened for Bitcoin over the past 10 years or so, since its inception. So what I found is something very interesting, and the interesting thing that I found is that usually it takes around 100 to 300 days post-halving. So best case 100 days, worst case 300 days post-halving for Bitcoin to start really moving. And after that, move that comes, it takes around another, 200 or 100 to 300 day to reach its all-time high on average. So for example, here in 2012, it took around 126 days for BTC to really start moving. And then obviously it reaches its all-time high around 2013 in November. In 2016, as you can see, this is the halving. And again, if we take our measurement tool here and we just check how long it took. So it took around 300 days. Okay, yeah, 300 days for this to really break the all-time high and really start to move. And then obviously it's reached its new all-time high all the way in January 2018. And this is the last halving that we had previous to the current one that we're in right now, which was on May 2020. So basically also the same idea. We take our measurement tool, and this is when the Bitcoin really started to move, which is around 231 days post-halving. So as you can see from the chart, it's usually taking us anything between 100 to 300 days to start moving, on Bitcoin post-halving. Now, I don't want to take the 100-day into account because it was 2012 and that bull run was too early. But the other bull runs that came after that, the halving in them or the move that happened post-halving usually took around 200 to 300 days on average for Bitcoin to start moving. Only moving. We reached all-time highs even further than that. So it took us around another 200 days or 400 days to reach the all-time high, and then obviously the run was over, and then we started the bear market, obviously. And if you can see right now in the charts, this is the halving that happened currently in April 2019, and we're just sitting at 77 or 80 days post-halving. So it's barely. This is April 8th. Sorry, it's April 19th. So yeah, it's around 70 days or 80 days post-halving currently. So it's not that. 77 days post-halving compared to 200 days post-halving is a big difference. So there's around, 130 days at least, if not more than that, maybe 130 to 200 days left before we start really moving and breaking the all-time high. That translates to 130 days, if my math is correct, is around 4 months. So 4 months will be around end of the year, so October, November, December, which are usually the bullish month for BTC and crypto in general. So I've said this before on Twitter, and I'm gonna keep repeating it again and again till I see something else in the chart that says otherwise. I personally think that we will really start to move, 200 days post-halving, which is around end of year. That's where we really start to move. I think about topping out. Most likely we might top out by the end of the year in 2025. And I personally, I cannot give you a target of my top and my bottom for Bitcoin, but I think a logical, reasonable, conservative target is something around 150k Bitcoin to 100k Bitcoin. That's something conservative and totally okay and totally within the cards. Personally, that's what I think. Now, no one can really call the top, no one can really call the bottom. We can do what we can do is call directions. So like I said, personally speaking, to answer that follower that commented on my video previously, I personally think that we will really start to move by the end of the year. I think these 3-4 upcoming months should be months of accumulation by dollar cost averaging, especially if we see signs of bullish momentum, aka consolidation, shift in structure, etc. and etc. Okay, so this is what I see for the BTC all-time history index when it comes to when the run might really start to move, when we might top out, and how much we might top out at. Now, let's go to the total 3, because I think the total 3 is very, very interesting for many of you guys are invested in altcoins, and you guys want to know what's happening with the altcoin market, etc. and etc. Now, analyzing right now the total 3 is very, very hard because it's following what Bitcoin is doing. So whatever Bitcoin is doing, the total 3 is doing. So if Bitcoin over the next couple of months is going to be bearish, the total 3 will be bearish. Now, 2 things to note and 2 things to take into consideration when we're looking at the total 3 basically. The first thing is that what I see in the charts here is that we found support at previous supply and demand zone. So as you can see here, nice sweep from the downside. This is our previous breakout area, which is between 500 and 450 billion market cap. So we are finding support here. That's a good sign. Another good sign that I want over the next couple of months, in order for us to at least be bullish on the long term when it comes to altcoins, is I want to see consolidation. Okay, consolidation or breakout. Now we have a type of falling wedge formation, if you can see here, which these are really bullish, by the way. So we do have a bullish structure forming on the total 3, but this, in order for this bullish structure to play out fully, what we need is consolidation at the bottom of the channel or at the bottom of the wedge, no losing of the bottom of the wedge, and we need a clear breakout with force at the top of the wedge, taking out or sweeping the previous high. If that happens, then you're gonna know, well, if you just see a breakout from here, this will be one of the telltale signs that we're going into an alt season in the near term. Okay, long term is a little bit different. So an alt season here, so if we see something like this, right, this is going to be probably an alt season in the near term. So basically BTC consolidate, let's say around 50k for example, alts stop, they're already down 90%, they're already down a lot, and then they do a 2x from that bottom or 3x from the bottom. That's what's called an alt season. I'm not expecting all-time highs to be broken on alts if this happens. Okay, I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting an alt season from the current lows that the alts are forming, basically, if we see the breakout of this falling wedge formation. All right, long term it's a different story. On the long term, I have a different theory. So if you go to the 1 month time frame, I'm going to remove the EMAs here just to show you here. If you go to the 1 month time frame, we can assume, if this were a real bull run similar to the previous bull runs, which 90% is the case, then this move right here is a wave 1, an Elliott 1 wave basically. All right, so if you guys don't know about Elliott waves come in in 5 waves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually wave number 3 is the strongest. And there's specific rules for wave 3, wave 5, and wave 1, and wave 2 and wave 4. Wave 4 and wave 2 are obviously the retracement waves, and then we call them wave 1, wave 3, and wave 5. We call them impulsive waves because they are following the trend, and then 2 and 4 are corrective waves. So, what does this have to do with the total 3? So basically, I'm assuming and I'm seeing that this is a potential wave 1 for the total 3 for the altcoin market cap. If this were the case, then what's happening right now here is a wave 2. Usually wave 2s are very, very strong. They could retrace all the way up to 90% of the move. So if the move started here, it could go all the way down to 400 billion market cap. Okay? After that happens, once you found support here for wave 2, you enter into a huge wave 3. And usually this wave 3, I don't want to give you, super hopium, but wave 3 usually tends to go to the 1618 of wave 1, okay? Usually. So that would mean till here, all right? If we took it from here, if we assume that wave 2 is going to be that deep, wave 2 could start, let's say, at here where we are right now, which is around the 50% mark, the 0.5 level. And if that were the case, then the 1618 will be here, which is obviously breaking the all-time high. And obviously, after the 3, we'll have a corrective 4, and then after the 4, we'll have an impulsive 5, and then we finish our wave, and then we're done. So what I see for the total 3 market cap is a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave formation, but this needs time, this needs data. We're trying to predict, a move that might happen a year from now with data that is only 3 months old, which is not enough. We obviously need more data, and as this unfolds and as the data comes in, the wave formation will become clearer and clearer. All right. Obviously, the first sign of this being legit is obviously a break of wave 1. Once we have a nice break of wave 1, that will be a telltale sign that, okay, this might be a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And obviously, after the break of the previous all-time high of the total 3, that will be your confirmation that this is a 1, 2, 3 indeed. And then it will probably have a 4 and then another 5. And then after that, we will be done. And then we will enter a corrective phase, aka a bear market. So that is what I see for total 3. That is what I see for the BTC all-time history index chart. Like I said, just to summarize, I believe that, I think end of year, that's where things are really going to start popping left and right. I believe that the altcoin market cap right now is in a correction basically, and I think if we're able to hold for the next couple of months without losing key levels like 400 billion for example, or 450 billion, then I think that we will be able to do a wave 3 on the altcoin market cap, and then hopefully resume the bull run with strength by the end of the year. The data will unfold as we move forward. I will keep you updated, guys. If I see any changes in the charts, or if I see anything new and interesting, you will be the first ones to know. As always, guys, thank you for watching the video, and I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye bye, guys.